Good Sunday evening, South Carolina Weatherwatch. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic first day of December. I'm your host for South Carolina Weather, Joseph Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Sunday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar right now, you can see that nothing going on for the entire state. Yes, the entire state of South Carolina. But if you go over here to the MRMS, you can see that there is barely anything going on down here in Florida. Nothing North Carolina either. The mid-Atlantic starting to see some scattered showers going into the coastal regions, maybe some snow up here inside of New York. Nothing really going on up here inside the northeast though, like places like Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Some snow going on up here inside of northern Michigan, as well as some snow in eastern South Dakota. And just some scattered precipitation out in the west. Isolated, honestly. It's not much at all. So, quiet. Only thing that's really going on is that snow inside of New York and Michigan, and that's pretty much the main thing that's going on. Current cloud cover right now, honestly, is light. Look at all of this clear sky that we're seeing right now. Only little bit of clouds that we're seeing is up there near Rock Hill, and it's not much at all. And if you go to our cloud cover for your future, as you go in and push this forward, you can see as we move all the way even into tomorrow morning, you can see that all of the cloud cover again pretty much is gone, nice and clear. If we go all the way into tomorrow night as well, cloud cover continues to pretty much stay up into the upstate, not really going anywhere else. And if you go into honestly, I think this Tuesday morning right here, cloud cover pretty much taking over the entire state, and then going into Tuesday night, again, that cloud cover all leave. So, again, not really much to say there. Here's our current temperatures. Current temperatures right now is 43 in Columbia and Charleston, as well as 43 in Georgetown, 44 in Myrtle Beach, 35 inside of Florence, 39 in Loris, 35 in Rock Hill, 34 in Greenville, 39 in Anderson, as well as 41 in Greenwood and Edgefield, Augusta, as well as 43 in Barnwell, 41 in Fairfax and Walterboro, as well as 43 in Beaufort, 44 in Savannah, and 41 in Sumter as well, 34 up there near Greenville, and 35 in Union as well. The low temperatures for tonight, 29 in Columbia, 31 in Orangeburg, as well as 32 in Moncks Corner, 39 in Charleston, 35 in Myrtle Beach, 33 inside of Georgetown, 26 inside of Rock Hill, 28 in Spartanburg, as well as 26 in Greenville, 27 in Anderson and Greenwood, as well as 30 in Aiken, 29 in Barnwell, and 40 inside of Hilton Head Island. No precipitation is expected. No precipitation is expected for the next 24 or so hours. But one thing that, well, actually, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But right now, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But right now, no precipitation expected for the next 24 or so hours. So that's pretty much that. So let's go on and talk about our future because no severe weather is expected. No excessive rainfall is expected. No thunderstorms is expected. And I can also finally say that there will be no more tropics updates since the tropics is done. And there's nothing else really to cover. They have stopped updating the tropics outlook. So there's no point in me showing anymore because it's just going to always say there's no activity or anything like that for the next 7 days or anything like that. So the tropics updates will be ending until next year. So let's go on and check out the HRRR as well. Check out what's going on in terms of reflectivity. If you go on and push this forward as you go through, you can see you don't see anything. You don't see anything. You start to see some gray clouds, or not even gray clouds, just some very light precipitation that might not even be hitting the ground fall at all. But one thing that I will say is that if you move down here to precipitation type, you might be sitting there and thinking that it probably would just show rain, which it might, but you can see, look at that blue up there. That is indeed snow. Our first snow of the season inside of South Carolina will possibly be up here near Rock Hill and Lancaster, South Carolina, and Union, South Carolina. Maybe even trying to push down towards Colombia even as well, but then it stops there. So that's what it's showing. But and again, this is short term. This can change, but right now it is showing this. We'll check this again tomorrow morning and tomorrow night as well, because I think whenever the snow is supposed to make it here to South Carolina, it's going to be around 11 to 12 o'clock in the morning, and then be its best at around 3 o'clock. So tomorrow night for sure would be probably the time frame. So we'll talk about that tomorrow night. As they have highlighted some regions again, it might just be a little trace. It's probably not going to accumulate much at all. It's probably not even going to stick, but it will be there. It will be there possibly. So that's that. Let's go ahead and move to the future real quick. So as we move over here towards our future, go to December the 1st over here. Go in and move through tonight. As you move through tonight, going all the way through the next couple of days, again, that high pressure takes place, and it's not, and there goes that snow that we were just talking about, as it goes when it moves its way through. But then after that, I don't really see anything else that's really interesting until you get to around like December the 7th, December the 8th, where some more shower activity is possible, thunderstorm activity as well. And then maybe some severe weather activity near December the 11th, the 10th, and the 11th. We've been talking about that, and it's been showing it for the past couple of days. So we'll continue to watch for around the December the 10th to the 11th time frame for severe weather. And everything else is a bit too far out to talk about. So now let's go on and talk about our week. Talk about the week. So here is our weekly forecast right here. We're going to move over here to the east. And if we talk about just in terms of temperatures, it will be below average this week. In terms of temperatures will be below average this week. And obviously, you can already tell, as we will have temperatures. Probably the lowest will be Tuesday night, but it will be cold tonight. It will be even colder on Monday night, and it will be the coldest on Tuesday night, but it will slowly start to warm up a little bit more. If you go to the precipitation anomaly as well, you can see that, it will be below freezing pretty much for a good portion of this early week. But with no precipitation, you can't get any sort of snow or anything like that, and that's exactly why they put a below average for any sort of precipitation for the next week or so. So that's why it's in orange over here, or yellow-ish color. And so that's why we're going to be not receiving, if there was to be any snow, not a lot at all. If we move over here to the Climate Prediction Center, we can show the 1 month outlook. Over here, you can see that we do have a below average risk for any sort of, for pretty much all of our temperatures, but it will be pretty much equal throughout the month as we move through the month of December. The northern part will be below average. The northern part of South Carolina will be below average, but the southern part, and kind of like from Columbia all the way down south, will be below average or will be about average, but everyone north of Columbia will be below average for this month. If we go into precipitation as well, precipitation will be below average again for most of us. For the month of December as well, which is not good in terms of any sort of snow chances, if you wanted to see that. Here's the 3 month as well for the winter, for our winter outlook. Not a good sign at all for any sort of snow lovers out there, because for pretty much for the entire winter season, we will not really be receiving any sort of cooler temperature. Now, we will receive cool temperatures, don't get me wrong, but just on average, most of winter will be above average. So that is not ideal. And then same thing with below average precipitation as well, which is not the best thing either that you want to see, especially if you want to see snow. Now, if you don't want to see snow, then that is absolutely perfect for you. But if you do, not the best scenario right now. And again, there always is that chance. And from what I've seen, I think, and what most people agree on, that if we were to see any sort of beneficial actual snow accumulation, it would be probably January, February ish, somewhere at the later half of winter to when we probably would see it. Not really during like December or anything like that. I think it might be I think it might be a bit of a long time before we start to see to maybe when we can see like snow like close to Christmas time or anything like that. But again, anything's possible, so I'm not gonna say that. But that's just my opinion. And so that's pretty much wraps it up in terms of the winter forecast and in terms of December and for our week as well. So let's go and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Mr. Anthony does say, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. That says, good evening, Joseph. Good evening to you. My Aunt Lou says, good evening, nephew. Good evening to you. Terrell says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. It's cold. It is. It's already, I believe, 36. I believe, already 36, I believe. Yeah, 37. 37 degrees outside already. And last night, it got down to 27. 26.8 at my house yesterday. So yeah, it's cold. Good evening to all. Enjoy a wonderful night of rest. Hopefully you do as well. And that's pretty much going to wrap this up. So we're going to talk about San Antonio and Raleigh real fast. And then we are going to go on and talk about the entire United States. And while we're waiting for this to load up, probably a good thing to say now that if you have not brought your especially pets inside, if you have any pets either, and if you have not brought your plants inside or inside of a garage or an enclosed area, make sure that you do that, as it will again probably get below freezing tonight for pretty much for most regions again. And it will be the same thing for Monday, and it will be the same thing even colder on Tuesday. I think even near the water could even be below freezing as well. But seems to be no rain for San Antonio for the next 48 or so hours, but I can see the chance for just a good 10 to 20% chance of rain going through San Antonio for your Tuesday evening there. So I will say that will not rule that out at all. So let's go on and talk about our likes right now. So we have 7 people watching and only 7 likes, but 15 people have tuned in so far. So if you're one of the other 8 people that have not hit the like button yet, make sure that you do that. Low temperatures tonight will be around 48. High temperatures tomorrow at around 68. Low temperatures tomorrow night around 47. And then high temperatures for Tuesday seems to be around 61. Low temperatures for your Tuesday. That's too far out to talk about there. But moving up here to Raleigh, North Carolina. Low temperatures tonight will be around 31. High temperatures tomorrow at around 42. Low temperatures tomorrow night at around 25. High temperatures on Tuesday only getting to around 40. So again, I mean, even like high temperatures throughout the state of South Carolina for Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a very, very cold day, as high temperatures for pretty much everyone will only be around 40 degrees inside of South Carolina. Even near the beaches, it will only be around 45. So very, very cold day on Tuesday for South Carolina as well. And I just talked about low temperatures on Tuesday being the coldest, with pretty much temperatures for most people in the low 20s, for the low 20s or in the low 20s going into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But we'll talk more about that as we get into Tuesday and our Tuesday night forecast. But that's pretty much it in terms of, I'm in the wrong location. That is not Raleigh. There it is. Seems to be like no precipitation or anything like that for the next 24 or so hours. So it seems to be good here. And I already checked for severe weather. No severe weather or anything like that is expected. So now talking about the entire United States, you can't see it, but still have that snow going on inside of New York, where potentially feet of snow was possible. Also, that cold air lingering inside the east. I mean, obviously we're having it right now. Pretty much everyone inside the east right now is having below freezing or freezing temperatures right now. And then also dry air and actually warmer than average air going on inside the west right now, with some fog going on inside the Pacific Northwest as well. And that's pretty much it. Snowstorm going on inside of Michigan and the UP of Michigan, and even freezing temperatures down into Florida. Yes, Florida as well. And that's actually it that time. So let me check the chat one more time, see if we have anything else. Make sure that if you have not hit the like button yet, or subscribe button, or the share button, make sure that you do all three. And that's going to about wrap this up. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your week. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Monday forecast update. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening going into your week.
How. You better get right down.